Now let's look at number 2 from our More with CPCTC worksheet. We'll work through this proof as well. And with all proofs, we like to write down our given first. It has to be there. May as well just knock it out early. Segment SV is congruent to segment TU. Segment ST is congruent to segment VU. We know that because it's given to us. Now let's mark our figure. SV is congruent to TU. ST is congruent to VU. We'll be ready for step 2. But first, let's come over here and brainstorm in our figure. Now, hopefully, it's jumping out to everybody immediately that segment VT is congruent to segment VT. Hopefully, these reflexive type congruencies are just jumping out at everybody straight off. Segment VT is congruent to segment VT. And we know that because it is reflexive. And as I brainstorm through now, I have a side, and a side, a side, a side, a side. So I could state that triangle SVT, that's important to make sure that I follow proper procedures here. I start at S and I go along a single hash mark to V and then a triple hash mark to T. I need to do the same thing on the other side. This must be congruent to triangle U. I go single hash mark to T. I go triple hash mark to V. To segment UTV. And we can say that because we have a congruency shortcut here, side, side, side. Now once I've done that, it opens up all of the wonderful powers of CPCTC. Now I know that these two triangles are congruent, and I know that corresponding parts of these triangles, corresponding parts of these congruent triangles, are also congruent. That's where we get CPCTC from. I'm trying to prove that angle STV is congruent to angle UVT. And there's a ton of true statements I can make out of here, but I'm ready just to jump to my proof. The statement I'm trying to prove, I can state that angle STV is congruent to angle UVT. And these are corresponding angles. I've got STV across a double and a triple, and then UVT again across a double and a triple. They are corresponding angles. They belong to two corresponding triangles, so by CPCTC they must also be corresponding. Now I just need to organize my thoughts into the proof, and I've got them written down pretty much accurately already. I know that segment VT is congruent to segment VT because of my reflexive property. That one comes straight out of the figure. Then I know that triangle SVT is congruent to triangle UTV because of my congruency shortcut, side, side, side. Where do these sides come from? I get the first two sides from my given, and then my reflexive statement in step 2 gives me my third side. I've got side, side, side. And then the last step that I need to make is my proof statement. I verified that angle STV is corresponding with angle UVT. So angle SVT must be congruent with angle UVT because they are corresponding angles in congruent triangles. So corresponding parts of congruent triangles are also congruent. CPCTC.